Hey guys, Master Naked here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we have the details now for physical Kid BUU's Super EZA posted on the JP Twitter and then translated by Goresh, so shout out to the homie for the translations. This is something that people have been very excitedly anticipating because this Kid BUU has the potential to be a must-run support unit on basically every team that he's on, considering the support that he gives, the video, like the teams that he's on, all of this kind of stuff, right? So very excited to see what he can do. I've just seen that Goresh has posted the translation, so we have them up here. I haven't read them yet, so yeah, let's go ahead and see what they have given our boy Kid BUU. So attack and defense 150%, and then chance to perform a crit and reduce damage received by 20%. Gain an additional attack and defense 250% when performing a super. Good lord. I mean, this is the thing with super EZAs, right? They can only change their passive, and Kid BUU doesn't really have a super attack effect. So in order to give him good enough defense, they had to make it on super, right? A buff in his passive. So attack and defense 250% when performing a super. That means, like, if you open up the team menu and he's at like 300k defense, right, for example, before he drops his super attack, that means he's getting 750k defense on super, which is ridiculous. Then he gives all allies 2 key, attack and defense 50%, and then super class allies get an additional 1 key and 10% attack and defense. Extreme class allies get an additional 2 key and 20% attack and defense when HP is 70% or more. So when HP is 70% or more, extreme class allies are getting 4 key and 70% attack and defense. That's ridiculous. And then super class are still getting 3 key and 60%. Then he gives all allies 1 key, attack and defense 30%, super class allies 1 key, and then extreme allies 1 key and 20. Oh, still 20%. I thought it was going to be 10. When HP is 69% or less. So if you're below 79% HP, 70% HP, extreme class allies are still getting 50% and 2 key. That's ridiculous. Like, I'll show his pre-EZA details, but like that means in the worst case scenario for his support, extreme characters are still getting 50% attack and defense. That's ridiculous. Gain an additional chance to perform a crit and damage reduction, 20%. Each time this character receives an attack 2 times in battle, max of 40% for both. So, okay, so he gets hit twice, gets an extra 20% damage reduction and crit chance, and then gets hit another 2 times and gets another 20%. So once he's been hit 4 times, he has 60% damage reduction. And just by that rough ballpark, like, he's post-super, he has the potential to be over 1 million defense, and then has 60% damage reduction as well. Yeah, that seems cracked. And then he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time the character receives an attack 2 times. So if he gets hit once, and then on the next turn he gets hit, it will heal at the end of that turn, right? But yeah, this seems ridiculous. Yeah, like, he... attack and defense 150%, and then he's giving 70% support if you're on 4 HP at the first turn, at the start of the turn, right? So his stats, I guess his pre-super defense is going to depend. He's got big bad bosses, so obviously he's going to have roughly, I would say he's probably going to be somewhere around 200 to 300k defense pre-super. There is no super attack effect change, remember, because that doesn't happen for super EZAs. So that's why they've given him this massive buff when performing a super in his passive. Because let's say, for example, his post-super defense is only, let's say it's only 200k. 200k plus 250% is still another 500k. So that means he'd be at 700k defense with 60% damage reduction when he's fully built up. And earlier in the event, when the enemy's not as hard, he's still going to have 20% damage reduction on turn 1. So yeah, in early turns you could keep him on main rotation if he's going to be providing big bad bosses to some of these other characters, because he does want to get hit to build up his damage reduction, right? He needs to get hit twice to get the extra 20% buff, and then hit twice again to get the extra 20% buff. and that's ridiculous. But I mean, remember, this guy's a support unit, so when it comes to floating third slot supports, if a floating support unit that's giving 70% to your entire team is surviving every single normal attack in the game and basically only getting killed by the hardest hitting super attacks, that is a very, very good support unit, right? Like, if he has 1 million defense and 60% damage reduction, he's tanking all normals basically in the game, which as a unit that is supporting, that is absolutely insane, right? Like, as a support unit that gives 70% to the entire team, if you're expecting him to be a tank, I don't really know what to tell you. Right, like, that's obviously not his role, but he seems cracked. So yeah, 3 for 3 for super EZAs, right? Because again, if we look at his details here, this is with his normal EZA. This was his whole passive. It's like support above 80%, less support below 80%, and that's it. Like, that's really, really good. That's the thing, the super attack effect doesn't change, so it's just immense damage to the enemy and lowers defense, which, I mean, at least it's immense damage, I guess, right? And then his links, he's got Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle. This is for like non-Margin teams. These are still going to be very good links. And he's on Resurrected Warriors, BUU Saga, Transformation Boost, Artificial Lifeforms, Margin Power, Planetary Destruction, Storied Figures, Legendary Existence, Sworn Enemies, Accelerated Battle, Worldwide Chaos, and Battle of Fate. He's also providing a crazy amount of support to super types as well. So he's kind of like a must run on like every team that he's on, basically. Like, there's no reason to not even run him on like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, you're going to want him to have Big Bad Bosses, because without Big Bad Bosses, he's not going to be anywhere near as good. But yeah, seems like a W Super EZA to me. We also have, shout out to Toon for posting the tweet. It's appeared in the news, so you can see it in game. They've officially announced the Kid BUU Red Zone stage. We know, if you check in the news, this comes out tomorrow. It's basically, what, about 22 hours from now? So I'll be live tomorrow for the early stream on Monday, where we will be doing the new stage. No idea yet what Kid BUU is going to do in the Red Zone. A lot of people have speculated it could be like the Dokkan event, where he has a phase where he just does like every single attack is a super, which would be insane for a Red Zone boss, but potentially kind of fun if it's a Ki Blast super, right? There's a lot of characters that have counters for that, negation, dodging, tanking, etc, etc. Yeah, he seems like it seems like this could be very fun. There's probably going to be a category mission, because I think every stage so far has had category missions, which I do like it when they add those for Red Zone stages. It's kind of nice when they have them when they first come out as well, because it gives you the opportunity to do a few different runs straight away. So yeah, very excited for this. We'll check this out on stream tomorrow. The Kid BUU EZA or Super EZA goes live on Tuesday morning, so tomorrow I will do a guide once we've had the data download update, which will give us all the information about the missions and stuff to get the extra Super EZA medals. I'll do a guide for that one. But yeah, physical Kid BUU Super EZA, he seems cracked. You're going to run him on basically every extreme team that he can fit on. Him on the Zamasu team, imagine the rotation of like Tech Zamasu, physical Rose for global, and then this guy in slot 3. Like, it's just going to be crazy. So I'm very, very excited for this. Can't wait to see him in game. Mine's Rainbow level 10 Link, so of course we will be getting on all the showcases, mini world tour, all that good stuff. But let me know what you guys think of physical Kid BUU's Super EZA down below in the comment section. He seems absolutely cracked. Yeah, he's probably the best support unit in the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.